Hello, 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 hello. It is Toria Howard, the real estate educator, here to educate you. I educate families and individuals on how to increase their financial IQ in order to invest in themselves to purchase a personal property or investment property. And I have two ebooks, one called one for first-time home buyers called Journey to Your Castle, where I take first-time home buyers from concept to mindset because your mindset has to change all the way to the closing table. And I have one for homeowners called House Rich and Money Smart, how to turn your home into a wealth building powerhouse, showing homeowners how to turn their liability to an asset because it can happen if you have a financial strategy. So today, what we're talking about is if you're still thinking about buying, I need you to watch this. Okay, you're still thinking about buying, I need you to watch this because I'm going to give you some tips and some tools in order for you to be a more informed buyer and be able to push forward and do the things that you need to do. So, if you've been thinking about buying a home for a while, this video is definitely for you. Not the people already under contract, not the people rushing, the ones watching, waiting, and wondering. This is for you. Let's talk about what's really holding you back. Because a lot of times it's us. It's us versus us. You know, a lot of times we compartmentalize, we overthink. I know I'm an overthinker. How many overthinkers out there? I would say put the brain in the chat. Put the brain in the comments. Um, if you overthink, um, I was doing this with my best friend the other day, and she was talking about, oh, I need to do this, I need to do that, I need to do this in order for me to buy a home. And I said, you're doing the same thing right now as a renter. So why do you think you can't do it as a homeowner? So sometimes we overthink, and she's an accountant and she knows numbers, and she still didn't even put it together. Like, I need to have a strategy to buy a home. So watching videos though does not equal to preparation. Saving posts does not equal to readiness. Thinking feels productive. Preparation creates options. So I did a video called a 90-day reset. So we're tying this week going into February. We're in February. And if you missed out on January, you have another chance. This is your 90-day reset. You can go back and watch that video, and that will, help you be able to get to your 90-day reset and what you need to do in these 90 days, to be prepared or more prepared to become a homeowner. So let's break something down. Talk about fear. I have a lot of fear that's going around, right? So timing. There's a lot of chatter, a lot of things going back and forth. Oh, the market's going to crash. Oh, interest rates too high. Oh, you shouldn't buy a home. Oh, a home is a liability. All these things is getting you and trying to talk you out of buying a home right now because this is the best time to buy because real estate is nothing going to do nothing but go up. There's no crashes coming. And you're going to be able to get interest rates for 1% again. And when I bought my first home, my interest rate was 9%. And this was I bought my home in 2010. So the housing bubble burst in 2008. So, it was in a whole reset still when I bought my home. I was at 9%. And it still did not stop me from being, paying. I was still was going to have to pay a rent regardless. So you just have to make sure that it's timing is best right now because even though prices have went up in a lot of places and continuously going up, if you wait 2, 3, 4, 5 years from now, it's going to be impossible in some areas. Affordability. A lot of people are like, I can't afford a home. I can't afford a home. You cannot afford the home that you have on your Instagram and in your Pinterest page. But what can you afford right now? Because you have to start somewhere. And it's okay. It's called a starter home. You only have to live there for 2 years, excuse me, 3 years. It's not your forever home, but learning how to start will make you better prepared for that bigger house that you want. And then a lot of people just don't want to commit. They're like 30 years. Oh my God. They feel like they're going to jail or something. Like, it's old ball and house chain, but it's not. You don't have to feel like it's a weight on you to commit to buying a house. You buy a house because you want to use it as leverage to better your family, to build generational wealth. That's your foundation of generational wealth, owning your own home. I don't know where we got the disconnect because that's how people started. The American dream home ownership was the American dream, the white picket fence. I mean, you don't have to have a white picket fence anymore, but however that looks like, if it's a two-bedroom, one-bathroom house that you start with, if it's a three-bedroom, one-bathroom house that you start with, it's a start. Start somewhere so you can leverage it to level up. Okay. So, what really costs? What rate waiting really costs? Opportunity costs. So, you're going to miss out on opportunity, especially coming in here into the summer months. There's going to be a lot more houses on the market, a lot more buyers in the market. This time right here is, from November up until March, it's one of the coolest times to buy a house because the prices are similarly low and the houses are staying on the market a little bit longer, so you can get a better deal. And a lot of times, especially if you're doing like foreclosures and stuff like that, these banks want their books in the black. So, you can get some good deals. So you're missing out on opportunity, especially if you're in areas that are redeveloping. Like Detroit has a lot of redevelopment, Indiana has a lot of redevelopment, Milwaukee has a lot of redevelopment. A lot of Midwest cities, and a lot of cities across this country, Ohio, oh my God, Cleveland, you know, Dayton, a lot of different places are having a resurgence and they're building and developing. And if you don't get in, once all that is settled and done, it's going to be impossible. So emotional fatigue. I've had so many people drop out of buying a home because they couldn't find exactly what they wanted and they had to be perfect and all of these things. But you cannot get emotional about it. You have to think strategically and do what's best for you and your family. And then there'll be fewer options later. Like I keep saying, um, less and less people want to sell their homes now because they have a great interest rate, for one. For two, is a lot of the home prices are going up. So they're thinking about staying where they are. So you need to make sure that you're understanding that you could have less options if you don't start acting and doing what you need to do now. So waiting doesn't keep you safe. It just delays clarity. That's all it does. So why February is decision season? So yes, we missed out on January or whatever, but February is a short month, but you still have time. So buyers reset after January, the January education. Go back and watch my videos in January and see what you could still do and implement in February. The markets wake up a little bit. Things, commerce start getting into play because people are preparing for the spring. And serious buyers position early. You want to position and you want to make sure that you're ready by the time the spring comes and the summer months come, that you are ready. So that's one of the things that you need to understand. So just make sure that you're understanding that. This is when watchers become movers. This is when you start looking at your credit report. This is when you start looking at your credit card bills. You want to get them credit card bills to 6 to 7% utilization because your utilization is what usually hangs your credit score lower. You don't want to be applying for any new credit. You don't want to be, not paying your bills on time because lenders don't like late payments because it seems like you're gonna be late for them. So looking at your budget and seeing what you can sacrifice for the interim to get what you want in the future. So what decision doesn't mean? A lot of people think, if you know the definition of decision, that means you have no other option. This is it, right? Decision is not equal to buying tomorrow. You're just making a commitment to do the things that you need to do to buy so that you can buy tomorrow. Decision equals committing to preparation. You have to commit to the preparation. You have to commit to the education. Outside of the noise that you hear, outside of the snippets that you hear on the internet, Learning for yourself your personalized situation. The best thing is to get with a educating real estate agent like myself who will walk you through those steps. And also, you want to get with, a lender and let them see your profile and let them tell you exactly what you need to do. It's a roadmap. That's where Pathway to Keys come in. I can show you your own personalized roadmap, how to get from here to not knowing, to not being prepared, to not knowing which way to go, to having your finances in order, your budget in order, your paperwork in alignment, knowing how much you can afford. I have so many things that I can help you do in this journey with the things I've created. I've created so many tools and spreadsheets. You don't even have to do anything but plug your numbers in and just look at it. Because I've created this because I understand what it feels like to be in the unknown. I bought my house emotionally. Even though I did take my time, I didn't realize what I had in my hands and I let it slip away. And that's why I'm so passionate about it. I bought a 4-bedroom, 2.5 bath home in Memphis, Tennessee back in 2010. I've told this story before. And I love that house, but I didn't take care of that house because I didn't have a financial strategy. I did all the great things to get in and did nothing. Did nothing once I got in. I didn't have an emergency fund. That's why I said that 1% emergency fund is crucial to your survival and being a homeowner. I did not I didn't do insurance audits. I didn't, fix things that needed to be fixed. I didn't keep up with my home warranty. I did other things besides doing that. And I ended up having to sell my house in a short sale, unfortunately, which a short sale is, everybody gets paid but you. I got nothing off of that house after I did all that investment. Then my house grew to 350,000. And I squandered, well, it went to 300,000. So if I would have waited and, did the things that I was supposed to do and paid down my mortgage like I was supposed to, I could have walked away with $200,000. So I'm passionate about giving you your pathway to keys so you won't make that same learn that hard money lesson like I did. So this is for people who are done thinking and ready to prepare. You're ready to take action. You're ready to move. You are not going to have any pressure when you come here. You're going to get your own steps that you need to take in order to, at your pace in which you want to go. You're going to get your own personalized timeline. You're going to be able to see exactly what your finances look like. And you'll be able to calculate how much you can afford because I have all of those things for you and be able to really sit down and make an informed decision. So Pathway to Keys is for you if you're ready to move and ready to get some education. So if this video felt like I was talking directly to you, that's because I was, but that wasn't by accident. Subscribe, comment ready, and book your Pathway to Keys session today. It will be linked in the description section. And February is decision season, and clarity feels better than waiting. So getting an education, boosting your confidence will help you make better informed decisions. Have an amazing day. Subscribe, like, comment, share this with some people that you feel needs this information.